Hello, guys. Today we are going to go over the Mayan accomplishments. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the Mayan architecture. So for their buildings, the existing Mayan cities that we see today and ceremonial centers feature a variety of pyramidal temples or palaces overlain with limestone blocks and richly ornamented with narrative, ceremonial, and astronomical reliefs and inscription. So that's a bit of a lot, and so I'm going to explain really quick what that means. So these blocks here are mostly like limestone, just which are like rich with or like they're rich in narrative ceremonial, which that means it's just an important type of stone to the Mayans, and also astronomical reliefs and inscriptions. So there's just like things about astronomy kind of inscripted into these stones. So they're kind of really fascinating, and they follow this like pyramid step pattern, which is also really cool. And so another thing to note is that the Mayans were really creative and mathematical, and their mathematical expertise aided the development of these impressive structures. So for the style, the buildings were constructed with precise attention to position and layout of a general style. And that's shown here, like with there were a bunch of buildings like this. This is specifically Chichen Itza. It's actually a really cool place to go, and the experience is really great. I've been there myself, and I do recommend everyone going and checking that out. But for the materials, the Mayan architects used available local materials such as limestone, sandstone, and volcanic tuff. And blocks were cut using stone tools primarily. So now we're going to talk about hieroglyphics. So the Maya people also had a hieroglyphic alphabet, and these figures are actually still featured on Guatemala's currency today, called the Guatemalan Quetzal. So this is a picture of that, and you can see the kind of characters up here. So it's really cool. And here's just a diagram of some of the drawings and what their phonetic value was. So for example, this would be the A, and they had like multiple different ways of saying certain things. But yeah. And then codices, the Mayan made paper from their inner bark of wild fig trees and wrote their hieroglyphs on books made from that paper. And these books are called codices. And then here's one of them right here. So really cool. And then perhaps their most famous achievement is the calendar. And so the Mayan were famously known for creating the 365-day calendar as well as the 261, which we'll get to both of those. And it was separated into 18 months and 20 days each, with 5 days set aside to celebrate the new year. And so the Tzolk'in, I'm pretty sure is how that's pronounced, is used for divination and agriculture and gestation. And the inner gear, so this one right here, this represents a cycle of 13 numbers. And the Mayan numerals used a dot and bar. So like a dot was one and a bar equaled five. And then the outer gear consists of the 20 unique named days that each represent, or that are each represented by a different hieroglyph. And so then the hob, the other one, there's more on that one in the next video because we'll get to that more with the math. Thank you.